were to have instead 4x minus 2, what answer would we get then? Well, we'd use the same rule as before. 4 times x is 4x. We've finished with the x. 4 times minus 2. In front of this 4 is a little invisible plus sign. So we have plus 4 times minus 2. 4 times 2 is 8, but a plus times a minus is a minus. So we get the answer 4x minus 8. What would we get as the answer if we had, instead of plus 4 here in front of the bracket, let's say that we had 4x minus 2. Let's say that we had a minus 4 in front of the bracket, and we had to expand the brackets out. We'd have minus 4 times x. In front of the x is an invisible plus because there's no negative sign there. It's always positive if there's no sign. So we'd have 4 times x is 4x, but a minus times a plus is a minus. So we'd get the answer minus 4x when we were multiplying minus 4 times x. Now we've calculated the x, we now do our next set of numbers. We have to multiply minus 4 by minus 2. Notice there's a big minus in front of this 2, so it's a negative 2. We know that 4 times 2 is 8, but we also know that a minus times a minus is a plus. So we'd get the answer minus 4x plus 8. We'd probably swap that around. We might write instead 8 minus 4x. But both of those answers mean exactly the same thing. What do we do then when we get a number where we have an x times x plus 2? Well, we use exactly the same rules as we used before. We multiply whatever's outside the bracket by whatever is inside the bracket. X times x is x squared, and x squared just means x times x. We've multiplied the x by the x, but we have to now multiply this x by plus 2. X times 2 is 2 lots of x, and we have a plus here and a plus here, so we're going to have a plus in our answer. So we would get the answer if we expanded those brackets to x squared plus 2x. Right, what would we do then if we had this instead? X times 2x minus 2. We'd use our golden rule of brackets. X times 2x is 2 lots of x squared, because x squared just means the same as x times x. So we have 2 times, in front of this x is actually just a big 1. We have 1x times 2x is 2x squared. 1x times minus 2. Well, in front of this 1x is also the invisible plus sign that we don't usually see. So we have to multiply. We've multiplied that one through. We have to now multiply plus 1x times minus 2. Plus 1 times minus 2 is going to give us a minus answer. And 1x times 2 is going to give us 2x. So when we expand these brackets out, we get the answer 2x squared minus 2x. Plus 1 times minus 2 is minus 2. And we've got x in there as well, which must, so plus 1x times minus 2 is minus 2x. What do we do then when we've got a really long string of numbers? This was quite interesting. We'll have a minus x here multiplied by 3x minus 2 plus x squared. What do we do now? Well, we do exactly the same thing as we do before. We multiply the number that's in front of the bracket by every single number after the bracket, one step at a time. So we take our minus x and we first multiply it by 3x. And in front of this 3 is also a little invisible plus sign. A minus times a plus is a minus, so I'd start with my sign. And then I'd think, what's x times 3x? Well, x times 3x is 3x squared. I've finished this term now. I can cross it out. Now I have to multiply by minus x by minus 2. Start with the sign. Minus times a minus is a plus. 2 times x is 2 lots of x. And then I move over to my next number. I finish this one and the sign in front of it goes away. What I now have is I have to multiply by minus x by my next term. My next term is plus x squared. Start with the sign. Minus times a plus is a minus. X times x squared is the same as x cubed. Because x cubed just means x times x times x. It means 3 lots of x multiplied by each other. So x times x times x. And this would be the most simple term of that. Usually in maths we start with writing the highest order of x first. So we'd end up with minus x cubed minus 3x squared plus 2x as being our answer. So here are some of the golden rules of brackets, and if you stick to these golden rules, multiply everything outside the bracket by every single number or sequence of numbers inside the bracket, one step at a time, remembering the golden rules that plus times a plus is a plus, minus times a minus is a plus times a minus is a minus, and minus times a plus is a plus. You shouldn't have any problems multiplying brackets through. So good luck with that.